You crank your AC to max, and all you get is a warm sigh, like the car's breathing on you instead of cooling you. Most folks panic and book a $150 diagnostic appointment. But 9 times out of 10, the fix is something you can do yourself for free in your own driveway. Stick around, because secret number 4 on this list is the one almost nobody knows, and it could save you from a $900 evaporator job down the line. Let's dive in. Secret number 11. The Electronic System Reset Protocol. Let's start with the one that fixes weird, random AC glitches that make zero sense. Your AC suddenly blows hot for 2 minutes, then cold again, then warm, like it's got a mind of its own. You think it's the compressor. You think it's a $1,200 repair. 9 times out of 10, it's not. Here's what's actually happening. Your AC system runs on a small computer module that talks to sensors all over the car. Sometimes that module gets a glitch, a bad reading, a stuck signal, a hiccup in the data. It's basically the same thing that happens when your laptop freezes for no reason, and you just need to restart it. The fix costs nothing and takes about 5 minutes. Turn your car off completely. Disconnect the negative battery terminal for about 15 minutes. This forces every module in the car to fully reset, including the one running your climate control. Reconnect the battery, start the car, and run the AC through a full cycle from low to max. In a huge number of cases, that weird glitchy behavior just disappears. Mechanics will plug in a scan tool and charge you $120 just to tell you the same thing a $0 battery disconnect would have fixed. Here's where it gets weird. Number 10 flips that logic completely. Secret number 10. Start the AC after ventilating the car. Here's a habit that's costing you cooling power and you don't even realize it. You hop in a car that's been baking in the sun, and the first thing you do is slam the AC to max. Feels logical, right? Wrong. A car parked in direct sun can hit interior temperatures over 140 degrees Fahrenheit. When you blast max AC into that kind of heat immediately, your system is fighting an uphill battle from second one. It's like trying to cool down a sauna with a desk fan. The compressor works overtime, fuel efficiency drops, and the cabin takes way longer to actually feel comfortable. The fix costs you nothing but a few seconds of patience. Roll all 4 windows down the moment you get in. Let that trapped, superheated air escape for 30 seconds to a minute. Then roll the windows up and hit max AC. You're giving your AC a head start instead of forcing it to fight from a hole. This single habit reduces strain on your compressor and gets you cold air faster than slamming max AC the second you sit down. This next mistake is one almost every single driver makes daily, and it's working against you the entire time you're driving. Secret number 9. Don't use max AC right away. This one trips people up because it sounds like the same tip we just covered, but it's a separate habit and it's just as damaging. Once you're moving, a lot of drivers immediately slam the AC to the coldest, strongest setting and leave it there the whole drive. Running max AC constantly forces your compressor to operate at peak load non-stop. That's like sprinting a marathon instead of pacing yourself. Your compressor wears out faster, your fuel economy drops noticeably, and ironically, your cabin doesn't actually cool any faster once it's already comfortable. The smarter move costs you $0. Start on max while the cabin is still hot, then dial it back to a moderate fan speed and a few degrees warmer once the car feels comfortable. Your AC system maintains the temperature far more efficiently than it achieves it from scratch. This single adjustment can shave fuel costs and add real years onto your compressor's lifespan. Now for the $5 fix nobody talks about. Real quick here. I know this is a lot of information, but that's the whole point of this channel. If that sounds like your kind of channel, smash that subscribe button right now so you don't miss the next one. Alright, let's get back under the hood. Secret number 8. The Lysol disinfectant spray hack. Ever turn on your AC and get hit with a smell so bad it makes you question every life choice you've made that week? That musty, moldy stench isn't just gross. It's actually a health hazard sitting right behind your dashboard. That smell is mold and bacteria growing inside your AC system, specifically in a chamber called the plenum, where moisture loves to collect in dark, damp corners. Every time you park under trees or drive through dusty roads, leaves and grime get pulled into the AC inlet near your windshield. Mix that debris with moisture and you've created a bacterial breeding ground that pumps spores directly into your face every time the fan kicks on. Shops will charge you upwards of $150 for a full evaporator cleaning service to deal with this. You can do the same job for the cost of a fast food meal. First, remove your cabin air filter. We'll cover that one in a few minutes. Turn your AC fan down to the lowest setting and roll your windows all the way down. Spray Lysol disinfectant or any automotive AC cleaner directly into the air inlet at the base of your windshield. The running fan pulls that disinfectant through your entire system, killing mold and bacteria as it travels. It's a 5-minute job that handles a $150 problem. But the next mistake might be quietly damaging your compressor right now, and it's hiding in a spot most drivers never even check. Secret number 7. Keep the AC condenser clean. This is the component costing you the most money and you don't even know it exists. Your condenser sits right at the front of your car, basically acting like a bug magnet for every piece of road debris launched at your vehicle. A dirty condenser doesn't just weaken your AC, it can flat out destroy a compressor that runs anywhere from $800 to $1,200 to replace. The condenser's entire job is pulling heat out of your refrigerant so cold air can flow into your cabin. When bugs and grime cake onto it, especially after they melt from engine heat, that heat transfer gets blocked. Your compressor has to work overtime trying to compensate, and an overworked compressor is a compressor on borrowed time. The fix takes about 10 minutes and costs you basically nothing. Let your car cool down first so you're not touching hot metal. Grab a garden hose set to medium pressure and blast off as much dirt as you can. Use a soft brush for any stubborn, caked-on bug residue. Let it dry completely before you drive again. Shops charge $80 to $150 for this exact service. You just did it yourself with a hose and a little elbow grease. But the next fix involves a part most drivers have never even heard of, and it could be the silent reason your cooling feels weak even on a good day. Secret number 6. Seal the radiator to condenser gap. This one's sneaky because it's a design flaw most owners never think to check. Your condenser sits directly in front of your radiator, and they're supposed to work as a sealed pair, with air pulled straight through both in sequence. Over time, the rubber or foam seals between them can crack, shrink, or fall apart completely. When that gap opens up, hot air from the engine bay gets pulled sideways through that gap instead of passing through the radiator like it's supposed to. That means your condenser isn't getting clean airflow, and your AC has to work significantly harder just to keep up. It's like trying to drink through a straw with a hole punched in the side. Some of that suction just leaks away uselessly. The fix is shockingly cheap. A roll of foam radiator seal strip costs under $15 at any auto parts store. Pop the front grille or bumper cover, inspect the gap between your condenser and radiator, and replace any torn or missing seal material. This is a 30-minute job most shops won't even mention because they'd rather sell you a full AC diagnostic for $150. Up next is a filter most people forget exists, and replacing it might be the single cheapest upgrade your AC will ever get. Secret number 5. Replace cabin air filter. That cabin air filter tucked behind your glove box is probably older than your current phone, and it's choking your AC to death. Replacing it yourself takes less than 5 minutes and costs about $20 instead of the $50 to $70 a shop would charge you. This filter's entire job is catching dust, pollen, smog, and odor before it ever reaches your vents. It also traps leaf particles and small pebbles, so it gets dirty fast. Once it's clogged, your AC has to push air through all that buildup just to reach your vents at all. That kills cooling performance and turns the filter into a breeding ground for mold. The same mold you might be inhaling every single drive. Most cabin air filters need replacing every 12,000 to 15,000 miles. On most modern cars, you'll find it sitting right behind the glove box. Open the glove box, press the side clips to release it, pull the old filter, slide the new one in, and you're done. This is the kind of 5-minute fix that makes you wonder why you ever paid someone else to do it. Yet the next trick involves a button most drivers either ignore completely or use the wrong way entirely. Secret number 4. Use recirculation mode correctly. Here's the one I promised you at the very top, the trick that could save you from a $900 evaporator headache down the road. That button with the little circular arrow and the car icon. Most people either ignore it completely or think it's just for stale air days. When you hit recirculation mode, your AC stops pulling in scorching outside air and starts cooling air that's already cold inside your cabin. That's the difference between trying to freeze boiling water versus water that's already cool. Your system works dramatically less hard, cools faster, and puts far less strain on your compressor. Some estimates put the fuel savings at around 10% because your HVAC system isn't constantly fighting outside heat. Here's the part that ties into that $900 warning. If you run recirculation mode constantly for hours on end, with zero fresh air exchange, moisture can build up inside your evaporator core because there's no airflow path to dry it out between uses. Over time, that trapped moisture speeds up mold growth and can contribute to evaporator core corrosion, the exact kind of damage that leads to a $900 evaporator replacement. The fix is simple. Use recirculation heavily when you first get in and the cabin's hot, then switch back to fresh air mode periodically, especially on longer drives, so the system gets a chance to dry out and breathe. That one habit alone protects a part that's brutal to access and expensive to replace. But the next mistake hides deep inside your dash, and most mechanics won't even attempt this fix without major disassembly. Secret number 3. Clean evaporator with AC cleaner. Your evaporator core sits buried inside your dashboard, and it's responsible for actually making the cold air your vents blow out. It's also a magnet for mold and bacteria because it stays cold and damp basically every time you run your AC. That funky smell we talked about earlier, the one Lysol handles at the inlet, sometimes needs a deeper fix if it's coming from deep inside the evaporator itself. Mechanics charge serious money for this, often $200 or more, because accessing the evaporator on some vehicles means partially pulling the dashboard apart. There's a foam-style AC evaporator cleaner sold at most auto parts stores for under $15 that's designed to spray directly through your vents using a long, thin nozzle. You insert the nozzle as deep as it'll go into your largest vent. Spray the foaming cleaner in short bursts while the blower runs on low, and let the foam work its way through the evaporator coils, breaking down mold and grime as it goes. Run the fan on max afterward with the windows down to push out the residue and the smell. It's not a full replacement for a deep professional cleaning if things are really bad, but for routine maintenance, it handles the job a $200 service would otherwise charge you for. The next fix isn't inside your AC system at all. It's hiding in your door frames, and it's been working against your AC this entire time. Secret number 2. Fix worn door seals and weather stripping. Here's one that has nothing to do with your AC unit directly, and everything to do with why your cabin never feels as cold as it should. Your door seals and weather stripping are the rubber gaskets running around every door, your trunk, and sometimes your sunroof. Over years of sun exposure, that rubber dries out, cracks, and shrinks. Once that happens, hot outside air is constantly leaking into your cabin, even with the windows completely shut. Your AC is essentially trying to cool a room with a window cracked open, except you can't see the gap because it's tucked along the door frame. This forces your compressor to run constantly just to maintain a temperature it should be able to hit easily and then back off. Checking this costs you nothing. Run a piece of paper between the door and the frame while someone holds the door shut, then try pulling the paper out. If it slides out with almost no resistance, your seal isn't gripping like it should. Rubber conditioner or dedicated weather strip protectant runs about $8 to $12 a bottle and can restore flexibility to seals that aren't fully cracked yet. For seals that are genuinely torn or brittle, replacement strips cost $15 to $40 per door depending on your vehicle, and most install with basic hand tools in under 20 minutes per door. This is one shops almost never bring up because it's not technically an AC repair, even though it's silently sabotaging your AC every single drive. But the most controversial fix I saved for last is the one everyone argues about. Secret number 1. Cap off the heater core in hot climates. This is the one that gets people fired up in the comments every single time, so let's talk about it honestly. If you live somewhere that rarely sees freezing temperatures, somewhere like Arizona, South Texas, or South Florida, your heater core is running hot coolant through a line that sits directly behind your dashboard, right near your evaporator, basically all year long, whether you ever use your heat or not. That heater core is constantly radiating warmth into the same airbox your AC is trying to cool. It's like trying to chill a drink in a cooler that's got a tiny space heater sitting right next to it. Some experienced techs in extremely hot climates will install a heater control valve or a simple bypass to fully shut off coolant flow to the heater core during summer months, since the heat isn't needed anyway in places that barely dip below 60 degrees. This is a legitimate fix, But it's controversial because doing it wrong or doing it on a vehicle in a climate that actually gets cold can leave you with zero heat in winter and potential coolant flow issues if it's not done correctly. A heater control valve typically costs $40 to $90, and installation is a moderate DIY job, usually under 2 hours for someone comfortable working with coolant lines. If you're in a climate that never drops below freezing and you genuinely never use your heat, this can measurably improve how cold your AC feels at idle and in stop-and-go traffic. If there's even a chance of frost where you live, skip this one entirely and stick with the other 10 fixes on this list. So there you have it, 11 real shop-tested ways to get your car's AC blowing ice cold again, without paying a mechanic a single dollar in diagnostic fees. These aren't gimmicks. These are the exact tricks techs use in their own driveways, just usually not the ones they're charging you for. Tried one of these and it actually worked for you? Let me know in the comments which one surprised you the most. And if you want to keep this whole system running strong long-term, go check out our video on car reset tricks mechanics don't want you to know. It pairs perfectly with everything we just covered. Until then, drive smart and keep your ride running right.